Hello, I'm Mike Gordon. Welcome to Perfect Playthrough, where our objective is to accomplish everything the game has to offer. Christmas is right around the corner, which means I've got to complete 3 more games from my backlog before 12 games of Christmas can finally begin. But without further delay, let's reveal number 28. Yep, another game from my Sega Genesis backlog that I covered during Summer of Sega. One of the last games I covered during Summer of Sega that I was able to complete. Anyways, for options, I want to change energy timer to easy. Shield strength should be strong. Absolutely. Game difficulty, also easy. Energy timer on easy basically makes the game more generous with the energy output. You want a strong shield so you can take a lot of damage. Take some damage and not worry about losing your fuel. And of course, energy, you want as much fuel as possible. Why? Well, you only get 1 life and no continues, unlike most other shoot-'em-ups. How you die in Galaxy Force 2? You run out of energy. And how do you run out of energy? Well, it constantly counts down. It constantly counts down as you progress through the levels. So, not counting the transition phases, where the ship's at a complete standstill for some reason. But if you lose your shield, any subsequent damage will detract from your energy gauge. So it's imperative that we don't lose our shield. And also, the only way you can replenish your energy fuel so you can actually beat the game, you have to achieve a high energy bonus. You get that by shooting down and killing as many different enemies as possible. And ideally, you want to get them in combos in order to both, because I think there's also a multiplier. But no, some enemies are worth 1 point, some are worth like 2, 5. But you want to shoot down as many different targets as possible in order to get your energy bonus up. And see, we're just about to run out of energy right here, so we have to shoot this thing. We got 100 points, 200 points for killing this thing, which gives us an energy bonus that gets us back into the thousands. Yeah, it's a net negative on our part, but we have plenty of opportunities to keep our energy up. Now, perfect playthrough conditions. It's hard enough to do this, but all you have to do is beat the game. And I already explained why it's hard enough. It's because of the rapidly decreasing energy gauge. But yeah, our objective in order to beat the game is to keep our energy above 1,000. That means getting high energy bonuses. Now, what is kind of interesting is this game is one of the shortest games on the Genesis. And this game, and unlike most of the other shorter games which came out in like 1989, 1990, this game came out in 1992. And it definitely looks cut from the same cloth as games like Space Harrier 2 or Super Thunderblade. Or Super Hang-On for that matter. For what it's worth, you don't actually have to hit all targets at the same time, but would help. So we got a huge bonus for clearing that screen, but we... And that's why another reason why we want our energy modes on easy. You get nice big fat bonuses whenever there's like a third and fourth parts to a stage. Sorry, somebody's in the room with me. So yeah, there's that. And no, there's no freaking way I'm doing a live recording of this. You've seen my Summer of Sega live streams. Not only do I get super quiet during these action-packed set pieces and barely have any time to speak, but I'm literally spamming the rewind feature in order to get it right. But yeah, this game took a really long time for me to beat. Took quite a few practice runs, even in Sega Genesis Classics. So yeah, we are beginning mission number 3. Now, something I forgot to mention, at least in this perfect playthrough, is that similar to Space Harrier 2 or Floating Runner, you can actually choose which levels you want to start with between missions 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. There are 6 missions in total though. So once you clear the first 5 missions, you gain access to the final mission. So again, just like Space Harrier 2 or Floating Runner. So yeah, we just have to just shoot down as many targets as possible. And in order to get our energy bonus up. Now, while I did say that this game is sort of cut from the same cloth as Space Harrier 2, it's even its status as a sequel. What happened at Galaxy Force 1? Well, Galaxy Force 1 is an arcade exclusive. And Galaxy Force 2 is basically the same game as Galaxy Force 1. Sorry, same guy, got someone in the room with me. So, basically, Galaxy Force 2 is really only a sequel in the pedantic sense. To Galaxy Force 1. Galaxy Force 1 is a arcade exclusive. Galaxy Force 2 is a console exclusive. Same thing. So yeah, we have to keep on. Yeah, the voice sample is very, very scratchy. Just as it wasn't very good at voice sampling, it doesn't really get much better than Rise from Your Grave. Jeez, imagine if Namco and Wolf Team stayed with Sega and made Tales of Fantasia together. I can't imagine how that would turn out on the Genesis. So 1777 is definitely a very healthy number for us. So yeah, level 4. We have to avoid these twisters. And yeah, the funny thing is, I did say that this is kind of the same cloth as games like Space Harrier 2 or Flame Runner. This game came out in 1992. Space Harrier 2 was 1989, or technically 1988, if you count Japanese release dates. So you basically want to make sure there aren't any ships in your blind spot, which is literally right in front of you. You also have to be able to memorize the layouts of every one of these stages in order to hit your targets, as many of them as possible, thus maximizing your chances of success. For the final mission, you probably need, I would say, about 1,000 points of energy in order to make it through. Having any less than that, and you're in serious danger of getting a game over. And all that's assuming that you still have your shield heading to the final mission. So you might notice something about the games I'm selecting. None of the games I'm selecting right now are games I felt were suited for 12 Games of Christmas. Especially compared to the games I've got all planned up and lined up for this year. Ultimately, there's really no place to include them. So that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't be covering any games from my backlog in 12 Games of Christmas. There is still a possibility you might see something. A few games from my backlog, but I'm not gonna spoil what they are. What is the theme for this year's 12 Games of Christmas? I'm not gonna spoil it. I will tell you though that Mission 5 is very difficult to get a high energy bonus in. So absolutely take advantage of these moments where you're just get a bunch of targets on screen, and be sure to shoot down as many of them as possible. I mean, it seems okay for now, but enter these caves and there's basically nothing there, which means our energy's going down. We have no opportunity to replenish them. So I could definitely see a case of doing this mission first, and then doing missions 1 through 4 in that order. But if you play your cards right, you probably don't need to worry about that. So as I was saying, what is the theme? it's going to be another all-star lineup full of hype releases. But a lot of these are candidates for 12 games of Christmas this year are games I've really wanted to play for a long time. Something else you might notice is that almost none of these games came out before 1992. So make that for what it's worth. So, yeah, I would prefer to play mostly with 12 games of difference between Summer of Sega and 12 games of Christmas. 12 games of Christmas, I would rather cover games that I do not own. Because that's sort of fits in with the spirit of Christmas. You get something you want for Christmas, and now you get a chance to play those games for the first time. But I also want to pick 12 games that I can actually imagine any kid wanting to get for Christmas. So yeah, that was kind of neat how all that rolled out. So it's kind of funny how all the bosses are literally just this. Just shoot this thing a couple times in the middle and you'll clear the stage. And now we're heading down to the final mission, which is hyperspace. Which is trippy as all get out. However, this isn't even a moving image. It's literally, you're just flying down a still image, so you gotta sort of be careful with weird perspective changes. From here on out, there will be no more energy bonuses. So what we have is what we need to take with us into the final. We have to take with us all the way to the end of the game. Penetrate the enemy fortress. The story of this game is kind of nonsense. It's literally a war against a group called the Fourth Empire. I'm guessing it's meant to be the Fourth Reich. Of course, we have no idea what the First or Second Reichs are. But I digress. Nazi jokes. Yeah, I've got nothing for this game. With a ton of practice, I was able to beat this game a few times, so... Oh yeah, I forgot. Seizure warning. Thanks to your outstanding courage and efforts far beyond the call of duty, the evil forces of the Fourth Empire has now been completely destroyed. Great story. Not only the people of the Juno system, but also every single civilization in this galaxy gives full applause to your achievement. Your name shall be long remembered as the Ace of the Ace Commanders. in the Galaxy Force. Now go and rest our heroes. Congratulations. I love these text-based endings that basically give you a half-assed resolution to a story you know nothing about. Like, even if I wait till a demo, you still don't get any story. All you get is what's in the manual and what you get in the game itself. Oh well. I mean, this game's alright. I almost consider this for 12 Games of Christmas alongside Shadow Dancer, but I'm like, nah. But there is a reason why I'm covering 4 games from my backlog ahead of 12 Games of Christmas. It's not just so I could cover new games. I've got something planned for this year's 12 Games of Christmas. And I'm not going to tell you quite yet, but I hope you enjoyed my perfect playthrough of Galaxy Force 2. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gorn, sign out.
Roger.